Progressive Raw Talk Show discussing current hot political and social topics. The host is Dicey. www.candortalk.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this Monday afternoon. I actually did an entire show yesterday and didn't realize that the whole time it wasn't even actually recording. I wanted to go crazy. But anyway, this is Candor Talk Live, and I'm your host, Dicey. And today is actually going to be a special show. Today's show is actually going to be about what has been going on lately in terms of I think there's an epidemic right now of police killings that's happening. It's not just the ones that have been sensationalized and exploited in the media for their own purposes, but there is another one too that hasn't been discussed, and there's also been allegations of other police shootings, attempts at police shootings as well. Excuse the noise, but nevertheless, I feel like it's imperative that I do a show today talking about it from a perspective, from a black perspective, from a black female perspective, and from our perspective. How do we view the shootings and the police shootings, and what preceded that? What caused that to actually happen? And, what can we do to change these things? And I felt like that was more important to talk about today than yesterday, actually, the show that I was doing yesterday. But even today, I thought it was more important to talk about that today than to talk about some things that I think are very irrelevant, like Donald Trump's convention right now, right? I mean, you can say it's a GOP convention, but we all know it's Donald Trump's convention. That's all they're talking about right now and what's going on with that. And I'm not saying that is not news. It is news. It's important. It's a political situation, and it's important. But it's not the most important thing going on in the country right now. It should not dominate the news. What should dominate the news is the fact that American citizens are dying all over the place. And it's not just police officers. It's also police officers killing other civilians. And then it's also civilians killing civilians. Sorry about the noise, but that's just going to happen. It's connected to my online system. But nevertheless, unfortunately, yesterday we had a severe tragedy, and it was in Baton Rouge, and that was on July 17th. So basically, let me just be candid with you. Within 10 days from Dallas starting on July 7th, 2016, we've had between Dallas, July 7, 2016, and Baton Rouge, 7/17/2016, we've also had another killing in a courthouse. And the killer, it was from Michigan. The killer happened to be white. And so that wasn't sensationalized by the mainstream media. It actually wasn't publicized that much at all, because once they realized that it was a white person, it took away from the racism narrative, and that it's black people angry with the cops narrative, and it's not really a very, salacious story. So they just took that out of the media. They didn't want to tell you about that part, but it was a white male who killed cops in Michigan,